Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text number 5. Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvamidam tvayoktam Tatapi natma paritushyate me Tatapi tanmulam avyaktam agadabodham Pruchamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam. Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvamidam tvayoktam Tatapi natma paritushyate me Tanmulam avyaktam agadabodham Pruchamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam. Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvamidam tvayoktam Tatapi natma paritushyate me Tanmulam avyaktam agadabodham Pruchamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam. बोलिए त्वयोक्तम
Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvam idam tvayoktam Tathapi natma paritushyate me Tanmulam avyaktam agadabodham Gacchamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam.
Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvam idam tvayoktam Tatapi natma paritushyate me Tanmulam avyaktam agadabodham Gacchami tvatma bhavatma bhutam.
Vyasuvacha Asti eva me sarvamidam tvayoktam Tatapi natma paritushyate me तन्मूलमव्यक्तमगाधबोधम् पृच्छामहे त्वात्मभवात्मभूतम्
व्यास उवाच अस्त्येव मे सर्वमिदं प्रयुक्तम् तथापि नात्मा परितुष्यते मे तन्मूलमव्यक्तमगाधबोधम् पृच्छामहे त्वात्मभवात्मभूतम्
Vyasuvacha. Vyasa said, Asti, there is, Eva, certainly, Me, mine, Sarvam, all, Idam, this, Tvaya, by you, Uktam, uttered, Tatapi, and yet, Na, not, Atma, self, Paritushyate, does pacify, Me, unto me, Tat, of which, Moolam, root, Avyaktam, undetected, Agadabodham, the man of unlimited knowledge, Pruchamahe, do inquire, Tva, unto you, Atma Bhava, self-born, Atma Bhutam, offspring. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Vyasadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge, due to your being the offspring of one, Brahma, who is self-born, without mundane father and mother. In the material world, everyone is engrossed with the idea of identifying the body or the mind with the self. As such, all knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind, and that is the root cause of all despondencies. This is not always detected, even though one may be the greatest erudite scholar in materialistic knowledge. It is good, therefore, to approach a personality like Narada to solve the root cause of all despondencies. Why Narada should be approached is explained below. Savai Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam. Next verse. Upasito Yat Purushaha Puranaha. Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam. Srujati Avati Atti Gunair Asangaha. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the Creator and Destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. A person who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is the emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord is in full perfection of devotional service, is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of Godhead. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narada can act wonderfully by his spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Sri Narada is a sent person, perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead. Tvam paryatan arkaiva trilokam antascharo vayu atma sakshi paravare brahmani dharmato vrataihi snatasya me nyunam alam vichakshva. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds and like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all pervasive super soul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. Transcendental realization, pious activities, worshipping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatamvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalptarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vishnuvebhyo Namaha Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All of you have danced in the Rath Yatra or not? Huh? No? No? Why? You danced? Manisha, you danced or not? You didn't come? Why? Come on. You don't see, check the groups. No, you don't see the group. So many postings. You are on R&D group or not? Then you don't watch, you don't see the posts. Come on. और आप नेने साहब आए थे? हाँ? आप डांस किया कि नहीं? क्या? क्यों? यू आर देयर? बर्थडे था क्या आपका? आपका बर्थडे था? हरे कृष्णा. मैं आया था उधर लोखंडवाला ब्रिज के उधर खड़े खड़े मैंने 3 आरती स्पॉन्सर कराया. 17,000 है. ऐसे बात करते करते लेकिन मजा नहीं, मीन्स थोड़ा बारिश था ना इसलिए. यंग पीपल के लिए ठीक है. Right? So last week, I think we discussed Narada Muni arrived in Srila Vyasadeva's ashram because Vyasadeva was despondent after compiling all Vedic literatures. It's not an ordinary thing. Of course, he himself is Shakti-Avesh avatar of Lord Vishnu. Even then, he was showing the importance of accepting a spiritual master. So, nobody should think that I can achieve perfection on my own. And then one should accept a spiritual master who is a self-realized person, who is a perfect person. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantu te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. Tattva means Krishna, right? Krishna tattva. One who has seen the truth. Tattva darshina. One, a self-realized soul. One who has seen the truth. Such a person, he can impart knowledge when you render service to him and humbly inquire from him. Right? So, this initiation and all, it is not a fashion. Right? So, I am saying nowadays that one should cry, then you don't search for the spiritual master, then the spiritual master comes searching for you. Right? So, Narada Muni also appeared because he was actually confused and having a lot of doubts and all that. So, that is why. So, Narada Muni asked Vyasadeva, you have compiled all Vedic literatures and all, why you are not satisfied? Right? So, here Vyasadeva was praising Narada Muni. Prabhupada says that a disciple can never repay his debt to his spiritual master. So that is why morning, afternoon and night you should keep on praising him all the time. Trisandhya. So one should always glorify the spiritual master. Whenever we meet the spiritual master, we should always glorify. So whenever we come to the temple, offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So we should offer respectful obeisance to Prabhupada by saying the pranam mantra, Namam Vishnupada. All of you know pranam mantra? Do you know Prabhupada pranam mantra? You should learn. All of you, you know? Huh? Huh? Thoda nahi, bolo. Namam Vishnupadaya. Vijay ji, आप भी सीख लेना. हाँ? Whenever you come to the temple, you must offer respectful obeisance to Srila Prabhupada by saying the loudly. One should not offer pranam mantra of the spiritual Prabhupada silently in the mind. One should say loudly, Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi, not Saraswati Devi, Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Teshtari. Right? By next week, all of you should learn. Right? I'll ask both of you. You know? You know? Huh? Prabhupada Pranam Mantra? You know? Everybody? Huh? Everybody should learn. आप ये? हाँ? आपको भी? हाँ? by heart. Last 1 month, I must have by hearted at least 40 verses. At the age of 60, all of you are young, you can learn, because I am so much enjoying 7th canto 15th chapter, at least 20 verses I by hearted, and then 4th canto 8th chapter, Narada's instructions to Dhruv Maharaj, completely by hearted. And then when I meditate on the verses, I will tell you, so much happiness is there. Just close the eyes and meditate, recollect the verses and meditate on the meanings. Right? All of you are young, you can make it actually. It is never too late to learn in this world. This is what I am realizing. I wish I had done it before. आधा भागवतम सीख लेता. Right? I am just inspiring you. Learn the verses. और हमारा वैकुंठेश्वरी माता जी आजकल बहुत श्लोक सीख रही थी. बोलो. कुन किंतु प्रियर. Very nice. See, you should put an effort, Shunvanti, you learn this verse. That is the most important. You know that verse? Shunvanti gayanti grunanti abhikshanshah smaranti nandanti tavehitam janaha tavayeva pashyanti achirena tavakam bhava pravaha paramam padam bhujam. This is also Queen Kunti prayer only. Learn all the prayers. I know all the prayers. Queen Kunti's prayer. Please learn, very important. Sometimes you go to Tirupati, then they won't allow you mobile phone. Then how will you offer prayer? If you know the prayers, you can offer prayers. Right? And in some temples they don't allow. There, Jagannath temple also. Right? Like Jagannath temple, something is there. So during the waiting time, in the line and all, close your eyes and keep all offer all the prayers that you know. Right? Then it's a good time bar. Otherwise you won't complain. Arey, kab khulega. Otherwise you get irritated, right? Anyway, so learn this first pranam mantra, Prabhupada pranam mantra. All of you should know, right? Then Narsingha prayer, all that. So that is very important. There is one very great devotee in around 10th century. There is a very famous temple in Simachalam, Varaha Narsimhadev. How many of you gone? You didn't go? Waste life. Life is wasted. Kurma Kshetram, you went? Life is wasted. कितने साल हो गए आप गए नहीं? हमारा गांव है. चलो जाएंगे. Very Kurmakshetram, very beautiful temple, very beautiful. There is a vibe, when you go to those temples, you get a vibe. Actually, original deities. Anyway, so there is one devotee, Sri Krishnamacharya. He used to sing bhajans, beautiful bhajans. He used to play the kartal, talam, like that, and then he used to sing. Then Varaha Narsimhadev used to come and dance. He used to sing, and then Varaha Narsimhadev used to dance. Then he used to speak. Lord Narsimhadev used to speak to this Krishnamacharya. Right? And then one day, but because there is a element of ahankar has entered his heart, that I sing so nicely. When I sing, the Lord is dancing. Ye sab ka hai, bekar hai, As he used to think like that. one day Sri Ramanujacharya appeared there. He came. He is called Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. Right? Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. It is said that as soon as you see a dandadari, one must offer obeisance to a sannyasi. So then Prabhupada said in 7th Canto Bhagavatam that one should fast for one day if you don't offer obeisance to a sannyasi. अभी हरे कृष्णा महाराज दंडवत कोई नहीं करता है आजकल. Once one person, whenever he would see, he said दंडवत प्रभु. मैंने बोला दंडवत मुंह से नहीं असली में करो. वो बात करना छोड़ दिया मेरे से. उसको गुस्सा आ गया. Dandadari. So Krishnamacharya, when he was introduced, oh, this is Sri Ramanuja. Ramanuja, kaun hai? He was speaking like that. So he didn't offer him obeisances or anything like that. So one day Sri Ramanuja asked Krishnamacharya that can you ask him, I heard that you speak to Lord Varaha Narasimha, can you ask him, when will I get moksha? Right? When will I get moksha? Yeah, definitely I asked. Then, so one day, next day he went and then he was singing bhajans and then Varaha Narasimha was dancing. Then after that he made him sit and then he was doing fanning him. Then Krishnamacharya asked, there is one sannyasi came, Sri Ramanuja, not Sri Ramanuja, Ramanuja. He was asking when he will get moksha. Then Varaha Narasimha smiled and said, my dear Krishnamacharya, without his permission, you also will not get moksha. Only when he gives permission, I can give moksha. Right? Then Krishnamacharya was shocked. He said, my dear Lord, ये क्या है, मजाक है? I am very famous all over Visakhapatnam. That when I sing, you dance. So I have to depend for my moksha on Ramanuja. Yeah. And because when I told him that to go and preach in on Bhuloka, he said, "आपका भरोसा नहीं है? I will preach and all. I will make devotees and all. Then you are a sarvajna. You are sarvajna. Hare Krishna. You are sarvajna. So you know everybody's sins. Then you know everybody's sins. Then you will tell. इसने ये पाप किया, उसने वो पाप किया, उसने ये किया, वो किया. So you will not give moksha. So I will not. Then all my preaching will be wasted because there is nobody who doesn't do in this world. Who doesn't do moksha, this sinful activities. So then all my preaching will be wasted. Then I promised him that from now onwards, this post I am giving it to you. I cannot give liberation. You decide. Whomever you decide, I will give moksha. Then what about this dancing and all? This hisab, khatam. You are singing. I was dancing. Udhar tak hisab khatam. If you want moksha, ask him. If you want, then Sri Ramanuja, he went to, so he was living on the, always temples are always on the, hills, हमको तपस्या करने को बोलते हैं, climb करो. I was very fond of Melkote, but when I think now, I have to climb, Nrsimha temple. I was thinking. Even, of course, now the vehicle has, now the roads they have formed, in Barsana. Otherwise, climbing and all, anyway, difficult. So he came down. When he went, Ramanuja, he closed, the door was closed, and then he tuck, he banged the door. Then Ramanuja asked, "Kaun hai? Who is that?" Krishnamacharya said, "It is me, it is me. I have come. He's thinking, I am very famous, "Kaun hai? Jao. Ramanuja didn't open the door. Right? The next day he came. Tuck. For a long time he banged the door. Then he said, "Hey, kaun hai?" Then now this time he said, "It is me, I, Krishnamacharya. Kaun hai? Jao. So he didn't open. Then Krishnamacharya was shocked, मैं इतना बड़ा भक्त हूँ, मेरा नाम सुनने के बाद भी, he is not opening the door. ये क्या है? Then one devotee suggested, आपको अहंकार ज़्यादा हो गया, too much अहंकार. Then next day he went. टक, कौन है? मैं आपका दास. Then he opened. Right? So this is the most important thing, to become a das. Right? We want to become Basanubas. Right? Everybody calls us Prabhu. Then nowadays, some Sangha, these Matajis also, they call themselves Prabhu. Prabhu. And then, so Prabhu, really we think, I am Prabhu. But actually, I am a Majjanma Phalamidam Madhukaita Bhare Mad Prarthaniya Madanugraha Esha Eva Tvad Brutya Paricharaka Brutyasya Itimam Smaralokanatha. So, Majjanma Phalamidam Madhukaita Bhare, perfection of my life, O Madhukaita Bhare, killer of Madhu and Kaitava demons, Madhukaita Bhare. Mad Prarthaniya, my only prayer, Mad Anugraha, if you want to show mercy to me, do only one thing. My dear Lord, I am very, very fallen person, so I don't think you will remember me. But please remember me whenever you remember your servant. That also it is difficult for you. Then servant of the 7 times. Tvad Brutya Paricharika Brutyasya Itimam Smaralokanada. Whenever you remember the servant of the servant, you remember me also as his servant. Right? So it is, of course, we should not apply to ordinary people. You accept some ordinary person as guru, and then you give so much. You should actually aspire to meet a perfect, self-realized person, perfect person. Then life में मजा आएगा. He brings Vaikuntha, with him. And the spiritual master, such a spiritual master. That's why someday, Prabhupada, when he was dancing in once Miami or Atlanta temple, Pradananda Maharaj, he was describing that they felt that they are in Vaikuntha. Dancing, Prabhupada was dancing. they're all Vaikuntha. Another time, Prabhupada was sitting in the Los Angeles garden, Prabhupada's favorite place. So Vishnujan Maharaj was singing, then Prabhupada said, this is Vaikuntha. Then another time, Prabhupada actually, he was dancing in ecstasy, and all the devotees also are in ecstasy. Then Prabhupada said, I am just giving you a glimpse of Vaikuntha. This is only glimpse of Vaikuntha. So they bring, spiritual Prabhupada, that is why Vyasa Muni was, praising, Sri Narad Muni, that you are like sun. Sun enters all houses. You are like Avayu. He can enter everybody's body. Like that, you are the supreme spiritual master. So that is why it is very important. Few of the verses recently I by-hearted. I will explain. There is, we are all suffering from threefold miseries, right? So Narad Muni, he explains. He says that Krupaya Bhutajam Dukkham. Right? Boliye. Krupaya Bhutajam Dukkham. Daivam Jahyat Samadhina. Daivam Jahyat Samadhina. Atmajam Yoga Viryena. Nidram Sattvam Niveshaya. Very beautiful verse, I will tell you. By Prabhupada's translations are not word to word, like that. Bhava translations. Krupaya means actually merciful, right? But Prabhupada translated it as with good behavior and tolerance. What is that? Bolo? And then by giving up envious attitude, one can overcome troubles given by Adi Bhautika Klesh. Very beautiful, right? By good behavior, by giving up envious attitude and being tolerant, one can give up troubles given by other living entities, Adi Bhautika Klesha. Right? Daivam, Daivika Klesha, by meditation. By meditation on the lotus feet of Krishna, you can give up. So, every day, for some time at least, take the form of, Prabhupada explains in 3rd Canto, 28th chapter, take the, you take nice darshan, and then now we are getting darshan group also. There are darshan photos are there. Observe very carefully, and then try to remember the form of the Lord. Close eyes and starting with the lotus feet, then how the Lord is dressed, and concentrate for some time, 5-10 minutes. It will be very nice. Or like many times, like a broken record nowadays, I keep saying, remember some pastimes of the Lord, right? Instead of thinking about all the time your family, business, sometime allocate to Krishna also. Sometimes they say, they have provoked. Sometimes they say, I want to, they don't want to come, Saturday, Sunday program, because they want to develop, spend quality time. मेरा बेटा आता है, बेटी आती है. So I want to spend like that, every day spend quality time with Krishna. By remembering the pastimes of the Lord, by remembering the form of the Lord in the temple. Right? Then by practicing yoga, pranayama and asanas, one can give up the misery of adhyatmic klesha, body and the mind. Then by practicing sattva guna, you can give up sleep. Right? Tama rajascha sattvena. By developing sattva guna, you can give up Rajogun and Tamogun. Prabhupada says, as long as, as long as we are in the Rajogun and Tamogun, there is no happiness. Right? Even if you have money like Ambani and spend 5,000 crores, right, for marriage, still you will be, you will remain unhappy. But if you conquer Rajogun and Tamogun and then be in Sattvagun, without any money also you can be happy. Right? That is why very important. Right? Then Sattvam Upasamena cha. By practicing devotional service, we should overcome, we should pass over this Sattvagun also. Right? Then now, this is the golden word, remember. Sarvametad Guru Bhaktya. You can achieve all these things by serving the pure bona fide spiritual master. Purusham Anjasa Jayat. By Guru Bhakti. Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati. Right? So Narad Muni is saying. This chapter actually, even if you cannot remember all the verses, at least translations you remember. Very important chapter, 7th canto, 15th chapter. Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati Jnanadipena Pradau Gurau Martyadibirdhi Shrutam Tasya Sarvam Gajasnanamiva. Very important. A spiritual master is equivalent to Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati. Because he is giving knowledge of Krishna. Jnanadipena Pradau Guru. If somebody is thinking, my spiritual master is an ordinary human being, whatever devotional service you are doing, whatever chanting you are doing, whatever Kshetra Dham Yatra you are doing, they are all equivalent to elephant bath. Right? In Shastra, many times this elephant bath ka baat zikr hua hai. Right? Huh? समझ में आया? हाँ, then he says, एषा वै भगवान साक्षात, एषा वै भगवान साक्षात प्रधान पुरुषेश्वरः योगेश्वरैर विमुग्य अंग्रीर लोकाम मन्यते नरः. So he says Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, then he is the controller of pradhana, means material world. उसको बोलो लेक्चर दे रहा है. His lotus feet are sought after by, Prabhupada translates, by great sages like Vyasadeva. Right? Vyasadeva. But there are some foolish people who think that he is an ordinary personality. Krishna. Right? So these two things are very important. One should not consider Krishna as an ordinary person. One should not consider Srila Prabhupada, pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada as ordinary person. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, there are two words, Sevak Bhagavan and Sevya Bhagavan. Here in these verses, Vyasadeva is saying that, Pradhana Purusheshwara, Akunta Bodham, because you are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Krishna with Shraddha, and then you are giving knowledge about Krishna, perfect knowledge about Krishna, you are equivalent to Krishna. It doesn't mean that Narad Muni is Krishna, right? So Prabhupada explains very nicely, Sevak Bhagavan and Sevya Bhagavan. Who is Sevya Bhagavan? Shri Krishna. And then who is Sevak Bhagwan? Srila Prabhupada. Right? Right? Sevak Bhagwan and Sevya Bhagwan. Sevya Bhagwan is Krishna, and then serving spiritual master is Prabhupada, and then Bhagavan who is taking service is Krishna. Prabhupada says Ramchandra and Krishna, they are Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if some foolish people they think that he is an ordinary person, Rama and Krishna, they don't become ordinary persons. In the same way, family members, if they think that Prabhupada's family members, they are thinking, that is why he was very, very careful. He wrote the will in such a way that none of the children of Prabhupada would claim ISKCON property. Then one of his sons, he claimed, he put a lawsuit, against ISKCON that this properties belong to me because my father has established. But Prabhupada was so intelligent. He was Akunta Bodham. Akunta Bodham means Prabhupada knew everything. He knew everything. That is why he made will in such a way. Right? Suppose if somebody asks, ask me to make a will, whatever little money I have, I don't know, what to what to write, how to write, whether to come to, how it will come to ISKCON. Means I never visited a police station in my life. I never visited a court. So I don't know, but Prabhupada knew, right? Prabhupada knew all this. So he made the will in such a way that he lost. He lost the case. Like that. So, but they are thinking, they thought, some of them they thought, like even the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's brothers, some of them, they are against Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So they were thinking Srila Bhaktisiddhanta is an ordinary person. Some of the family members, they thought Prabhupada was an ordinary person. So when the family members of the spiritual master, when they think that the spiritual master is their common man, so a spiritual master doesn't become a common man. Right? Like that. So, we have to have because Akunta Bodham, they have unlimited. There is a very beautiful verse from 4th canto 24th chapter. Namasta Ashisha Isha Manave Karanatmane Namo Dharmaya Bruhate Krishnaya Akunta Medasa Namo Purushaya Puranaya Shankya Yogeshwaraya Cha. Prabhupada wrote at least 1 or 1.5-2 pages purport, beautiful purport. This is from 4th canto 24th chapter. Krishnaya Akunta Medasa. Prabhupada wrote very beautiful purport where Prabhupada says that the materialistic scientists, they have very brains. They have made atom bomb and these computers and all, laptops and mobile phones, right? There was one time, in our childhood, we never had a phone in our home, right? So usually only neighbors, they have phone, and then they are all nice people. Previously people are very nice, and then we used to give, so and so, then they would give, then they will call, अरे तुम्हारे लिए फोन आया है ना, अभी पूरा कार्ड देगा. Right? Then there used to be a long waiting list for getting a phone. Long waiting list. Right? And then all that also, you have to make phone calls, very bad, network. Then you have to make, this national calls, trunk call. You have to book, you have to call the telephone operator, telephone exchange, and then they will connect and wait. Like that. Right? अभी देखो इतना yeah, like पानी पियो. What happened? We used to have, in our days, where sometimes festivals are there, right? Festivals are there. Then we used to eat big, my mother and all, they used to bring all cousins, they would come, and then we'd eat some big feast. Then eat pan, meeta pan. Then we used to hire a video recorder, video player, video player, and then take videos on hire. And then 24 hours we used to watch because it is on hire, no? पैसा वसूल करना है. Whole day. Now, mobile phone में you can watch, सब, mobile phones आके हमारा spiritual life, they destroyed, the mobile phones have destroyed spiritual life of brahmacharis, and grastas also. So much problem we are facing because of mobile. Otherwise, we never thought, all this. They made such advancement. Now, they made robots and all. One robot committed suicide because it's too much work. Have you heard? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Huh? 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 Anyway, this AI and all, very advanced. Anyway, they have brains. But Prabhupada wrote very beautiful purport that these people, Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that is the last thing that they have invented. After that, their brains, they don't work. After inventing Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, that is the last thing they have invented. After that, no more like that. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is Akunta Medasa. Akunta Medasa means unlimited knowledge. And those devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness and who become perfect in Krishna consciousness, they are also perfect. Their knowledge is also perfect. Like Krishna's knowledge is perfect, completely perfect. There is nothing that Krishna doesn't know. In the same way, devotees also, like Prabhupada, not like me, but like devotees like Prabhupada, they are also Akunta Medasa, because their brains also are not limited. Go back and read this verse and purport. Then every word Prabhupada explained, I am not going to explain. So this is, here it is, Vyasmuni explained, narrating Narad Muni as Akunta Bodha. Right? In the same way, Lord Shiva also, he glorified Krishna as Akunta Medasa. Krishna's knowledge is unlimited, and the spiritual master's knowledge is also unlimited. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, you know everything? Prabhupada said, yeah. Then how many hairs are there on my head? He asked. Prabhupada was very angry that I know that much that I can send you to Vaikuntha. I have enough knowledge to send you to Vaikuntha. Like that. प्रसाद नीचे है, इधर ही है. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? हाँ? I will tell you one very interesting thing. So, Sneha, Threen Anviksha Manishaya. Adyavasta Kutasto Rati Atmanam Yato Bharit. Right? Lord Brahma, he is the first spiritual master in this universe. Right? After the creation. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavye Muhanti Yatsuryaha. So, in Brahmaloka, the Vedas Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Puranas. It amounts to 1 billion verses. Kitna? 1 billion means? Huh? 100 crores. He is also Akunta Bodham, you know. Akunta Bodham. We are so, can you imagine our brain, we cannot even accommodate 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Right? 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam. But Brahmaji studied, how many of you have studied 700 verses Bhagavad Gita at least once? Huh? Entire Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada said, read my Bhagavad Gita, cover to cover. You can defeat any scholar in this world. Prabhupada, 700 verses, they don't fit in our brain, Our brain is so small. But Brahmaji studied 100 crore verses, 1 billion verses, 3 times. Trin Anviksha Manishaya. That is why he is known as Manishaya. Manishaya means most intelligent person, because he studied all these verses. Then he remembers. Such a personality concluded that the conclusion, the saram of all Vedic literature is to develop love for Krishna. Rati Atman, Rati. Remember this, we don't, we should worship Krishna to attain love. We should develop love for Krishna. Right? That is very important. So, that is why it is said that samsara vishavrikshasya dvefale hyamrutopame kadachit keshave bhakti tad bhaktvayakara samagamaha. This samsara, vishavriksha. This samsara is compared to vishavriksha. Right? Poisonous tree. And then whatever we get only suffering. Right? In this world, only suffering we get. But there is but there are only 2 Amrita Phala for this samsara vriksha. One is Keshava Bhakti, another is association of pure devotees. These are the only 2 Amrita Phalas for this samsara vishavriksha. Right? So Keshava Bhakti, Prabhupada, so Bhava Nispruhaha, when we associate with a pure devotee, we develop Bhava Nispruhaha, means we develop detachment from this material world. Right? From this material world. Because there is nothing called happiness in this material world. Right? Other day I was explaining Manushyananda. What we are experiencing is Jadananda. Then there is Manushyananda. There is Gandharva Ananda. There is Deva Ananda. Daiva Ananda. Devananda. And then there is Indra Ananda. Then there is Siddhapurusha Ananda. Then there is Brahma Ananda. Brahmananda. Brahma, what Brahma experienced. And then there is Brahmananda. And then there is Premananda. Then the highest is Sevananda. Right? So, who gets Manushyananda, you remember? Right? One should have Sarvabhauma, one should be Chakravarti of this material in this world. And then he should not have any enemies. His senses should be very strong. His family members should not disobey his orders. Like that, there are some conditions. Such a person, Shankaracharya explained, commenting on Chandogya Upanishad, that Manushyananda, only persons like Yudhishthira Maharaj experience. So what we are experiencing is not even Manushyananda. It is Tuchananda, Jadananda. Right? So, but when we associate with a pure devotee, that is why Shankaracharya says that Swami Pushkarini Snanam, Ekadasi Vratapalanam, and then Satpurusha Samagamanam. These three things are Durlabh. And then in Upanishads it is said, Manushyatvam, Mumukshatvam, Satpurusha Sangam. These three things are Durlabh. Manushyatvam means becoming a human being. Mumukshatva means desire to get liberation. And then association with pure devotees. These three things are three impossible things in the world. Three impossible things, right? Mumukshat. Right? Even though we are suffering in this material world, we don't desire to get out of this material world. So we desire somehow or other we can settle the things. Then let us solve this problem. Like that. Prabhupada says, if somebody has a chronic disease and then somebody has many court cases, then that means that is prarabdha karma. One of our relatives called one of my relatives, another relative, because he is having so many court cases and he is always going to the court. Then he called him court bird. Yeah, there is a word, right?
Yeah.
Court bird. Court bird. He became so upset. मेरे को court bird बोलते. Right? So we think, court case में जीत जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा. Right? See, you love somebody and then if I get that girl, I'll be very happy, or if she thinks that if I get that boy, I will be very happy. Right? The trouble start from there only. Right? One day there is one boy, he was mad after one girl. I love you, I will do anything for you, and all that. He was always begging her. Then one day she rejected him. Then he lived happily ever after. He lived very. That is a shortest story, a love story. One day, one girl and one boy, they are going, and then they saw one boy. He was drinking and doing all those things. And she told him, see, look at that guy. I broke up with him. Oh, he's still enjoying it. Like that. So suffering, we think, we imagine that so that is the thing. So there are two, for the samsara vishvaviksha, two things, right? That when Lord Jagannath, he appeared, when he appeared on the chariot, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he offered, prayers from Mukunda Mala Stotra. Bolo? Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayati Jayati Krishna Vishnivamsha Pradipaha Jayati Jayati Mega Shamala Komalango Jayati Jayati Prithvi Bharanasha Mukunda. Right? Then the first verse is Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Daya Pareti Bhakta priyeti bhavalundana kovideti Nateti nagashayaneti jagannivasheti Alapinam pratipadam kurume mukunda. Then Mukundamala Stotra. In Mukundamala Stotra, first three verses are glorifying Mukunda only. Right? Mukunda Mudna Pranipatyaya Bhavantamyantamekantamartham Avismutestvacharnaravindayor Bhave Bhave Mestu Bhavat Prasada. आपका प्रोग्राम कितने बजे? हाँ 7 बजे. 7 बजे कौन खाएगा? बड़े लोग. रात को 2 बजे खाएंगे. हाँ 7 o'clock. Okay. So I will next week remind me. I will explain these 3 verses. One thing I will explain today. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayati Jayati Krishna Vishnuvamsha Pradipaha Jayati Jayati Meghashamal Komalango Jayati Jayati Prithvi Bharanasha Mukunda. Very beautiful. Anyway, I prepared and came, but we have to go. One thing he said, Bharanasha Mukunda, very beautiful. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. Even though he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is Avyakta and all that stuff, all that stuff. But he is the Saulabhya avatar. In order to associate with us, in order to be easily available, he came as Devaki Nandan. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. And then this personality, son of Devaki Nandan, Devaki, he is not some formless truth, some Nirakar Brahma. Meghashama Komalanga. Beautiful. Prabhupada says, why Krishna is blue color, blue color represents Shrungara Ras. Blue color. So this blue Krishna is full of Prema, Shrungara Ras. So you cannot have Shrungara Ras with Ramchandra, Narayan or Vishnu, but we can have Shrungara Ras with Krishna, Meghashamal Komalanga. When there is a scorching heat, we are in this year in Mumbai also we suffered a lot because of heat. When there was rain, we got relief. In the same way, we are suffering from threefold miseries. But when we see Meghashamala Krishna, and when we remember Krishna's beautiful Shamsundara form, we get relief, from the threefold miseries. Just like we got relief from the heat of the sun when the rains came. But these rains, when they pour out the water, they become empty. But this Meghashamala Komalanga continuously pours Daya ka pani, Daya ras. वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता है. Right? Then Jayati 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 Devaki Nandanoyam Jayati Jayati Krishna Vishnuvamsha Pradipaha. He is the shining light for the Vishnuvamshis. In the same way, Pradipa means knowledge. So Krishna, not only Vishnuvamshi, he gives us also knowledge in the form of Bhagavad Gita, and then Prithvi Bharanasha Mukunda. He came to destroy, he came to lessen the burden of Mother Earth. In the same way, we also आत्मा का हमारा भार है. 2 चीज के वजह से आत्मा के ऊपर भार हो गया. You know what? मैं और मेरा. Right? Krishna came to relieve the burden of all of us from मैं और मेरा. A very beautiful commentary. So he says that when I say that everything belongs to Krishna, then I am Krishna's. Right? I am Krishna's servant. I am Krishnadas, then that bara of I has gone. Then whatever I have got, it belongs to Krishna. Then I and mine are gone. So by serving Krishna, Krishna will release the burden of I and mine. मेरा और मैं और मेरा. मैं से प्रभु से मैं से मेरा बहुत ही ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम है. राइट. मैं एवरीथिंग मैं मेरा 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 करते थक जाते हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच. आई थिंक वी शुड गो. I think there is nobody came, but Acha. Thank you. Quickly, any reflections? You want to say something? What you learned today? हिंदी में बोलिए. क्या सीखा आपने? हाँ?
फर्स्ट आपने वो जो ये आचार्य थे वो कीर्तन करते थे तो भगवान डांस करते थे एंड वो उनके घर थे तो उन्होंने बताया मतलब कि जब उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किया कि मैं आपका दास हूँ तो भगवान जब तक हम गुरु को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे तब तक है ना भगवान हमें ये एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे.
वेरी गुड.
फर्स्ट हमें गुरु को एक्सेप्ट करना है एंड सेकंड
ना बस एक पॉइंट का. ये बोलो श्रिया.
हमें we should not consider Krishna or Guru as ordinary people.
वेरी गुड. बस एक पॉइंट बताइए श्रद्धा. बोलो शुभांगी.
By good behavior, tolerance, and doing the same way we can side or we can get relief from the adi bhautik
या
relations.
आप बोलिए एक पॉइंट.
सेव्य और सेवक भगवान.
हाँ.
जो सेव्य है वो भगवान कृष्ण है और जो सेवक है वो श्री भगवान.
विद्या. 1 billion. या आप बोलो.
The word is Vishvaksh. Vishvaksh. Word is Vishvaksh.
हाँ विषवृक्ष. या
Only two obeyed Phala, Krishna Bhakti or associates with pure devotion.
वेरी गुड.
Knowledge.
मनीषा जी.
सतोगुण प्रैक्टिस करने से we can सतोगुण प्रैक्टिस करने से तमोगुण और रजोगुण से हम.
या बोलो आयशु.
We should say that I'm Krishna's servant and everything belongs to him.
हाँ.
The burden of I and myself. I and
आत्मा का बर्डन चला जाएगा. बोलो.
If we consider our spiritual master as ordinary man, then whatever we have done, everything is like medicine's path.
या वेरी गुड. और
Just like watching, we should always think of Krishna to make over in a sham. So like we will get that.
रिलीफ फ्रॉम थ्री फोल्ड मेजर्स. वेरी गुड.
We should pray to the Lord that please remember us, even if we are servant of servant.
हाँ वेरी गुड.
If we read Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita cover to cover, then we can defeat any power in the world.
एनी पॉइंट. हाँ.
It's like if we are in Sattva Guna, then we can overcome, like she said, to overcome Sattva Guna, we have to be in devotional service.
हाँ वेरी गुड.
In this material world, what Ananda we are experiencing is a Jada Ananda.
We should spend some quality time with Krishna every day.
By doing what?
By chanting, remembering his pastimes.
Two things you always remember when you come in front of the deities. Huh? Bolo, Divya Mangala Murti. And then Ananta Kalyana Gunam. Right? Two things you remember when you come, when you come in front of the deity. Divya Mangala Murti. These, transcendental, Divya Mangala Murti. Auspicious, transcendental. And then he has got unlimited, wonderful qualities. Divya Mangala Murti and Ananta Kalyana Gunam. बोलिए.
Spiritual master is equal to Krishna because he always talks about Krishna.
क्या क्या? हाँ.
We must always here Lord says when you do any this one aparadh, you should not go. Lord will not forgive you. You have to always go to the devotees, and devotees will always forgive you.
क्या हुआ? हाँ.
Here in Ramacharya example what you give that he has to go to Ramacharya to give back this forgiveness for the mukti rather than approaching to Lord Vara.
Yeah, Shiv Sagar.
You cannot repay a spiritual master.
Yeah. हाँ. कुछ बोलेगा आप? हाँ, very good. आप बोलेगा कुछ एक पॉइंट बताओ. Stay saying something?
People said that one.
हाँ?
People said that one thing. Why Krishna is blue?
हाँ, why Krishna is blue? पीछे कोई बोलेगा?
Whenever we come to the temple, we must always glorify spiritual master.
हाँ, very good.
पहले पर आया थाने से.
Okay.
Prabhuji, actually, once one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada that, can you tell how many hairs are there on my head? So he told that I have that much capability that I can send you back to Vaikuntha.
Very good. Anyone else?
Krishna is always perfect.
हाँ.
Unlimited abilities and his power is unlimited.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. जय जगन्नाथ. किसी को आरती